Brothers Decisions.
Good people of the interwebs, how are we all doing? Welcome to Poor Brothers Decisions. Mr. Z here, Mr. 3 right over here to my. It's supposed to be right. It looks like left. I don't know. He's over there somewhere.
You're pointing that way.
He's
Yep.
over. He's over
There
there.
you go.
But
Yep.
that's not the right way. Anyway, welcome to the show. Again, intro by Hoopy Star. Hoopy Star, we thank you for that. That is an amazing intro there. And for everyone else, thank you for coming in. I see we got a couple people in the chat already. We've got Shelly and Wayne. We appreciate you coming in. Thank you very much. Mr. 3, hey, look, that's you. We got Ace. Ace is Dumb Criminals. Hey, Ace, I caught your show. You sent me that link. I caught your show. I thought it was kind of funny that what would you call her? Sovereign citizen wannabe? I wouldn't even consider her a sovereign citizen. Anyway, she's Florida, didn't want to give up her ID. Of course, her ID, her driver's license, was actually invalid. But yeah, Ace, there's his channel. Go check out his stuff. He's got some cool stuff out there. He talks about sovereign citizens, dumb criminals. He talks about it all. Also, Katie Z. I don't know if she's in the chat hanging around yet or not. I know she said something about being in and out. She's also got she's got a couple of things going on, some of those things being, what is that? Booze and body cams. She does do a game night every now and again. She's also got her channel that is solely her, but Booze and Body Cams talks about a bunch of stupid criminals as well, but with body cams. Not every criminal has body cams associated with them, but she likes those. I think the last couple that I saw, she was talking about some that were like Taco Bell, and I think one was Wendy's or something. But yeah, they have some pretty good stuff over that way. Check them out. Waffle Salter, I really appreciate you dropping by. Shelly, Miss Shell Shock, is that how you say that? Shell Shock? It's your wife, dude.
It's however we want to say it, apparently.
Michelle Shock?
Yeah.
Anyway, she does a little gaming over off of Discord.
Twitter.
Oh, it's on Twitter?
No, not Twitter.
Twitch.
That's it.
She does a little bit of that. If she wants to drop her deal in there, let us know.
Lady Gamer Adventures.
Lady Gamer Adventures. There we go.
Yep.
There we go. But yeah, we got a couple people here that help support us, and Poor Brothers Decisions.
We'll get you a shirt.
We got shirts and we got some glasses over there. Off of kdz.com, type in Poor Brothers, it'll pull what we got up there, and you can order it direct from there. We got people that have been wearing it around town, back home. Back home for us is Phoenix. Neither one of us lives in Phoenix any longer. I haven't lived there in 2006, and it's getting close to where I think I've lived here longer than I have there.
Yeah, it's only been 4.5 years for me. So,
all right. So, what are you drinking tonight? It doesn't look like whiskey on your end. It looks more like a mixed drinky. What is that? Red Bull? Okay, Red Bull.
It's the vanilla iced berry and my Jaeger.
Okay. So Jaeger bomb, basically.
Yep. I detoured off of the whiskey a little bit. Just trying to kind of.
So I had to really cut back for the show. Nothing, nothing crazy as far as, I'm drinking too much whiskey. No, that's not it. But I am drinking a little bit of Blade and Bow mixed with a little bit of lemonade type stuff to kind of water it down. And there's a good reason for it. But before we get into that, what do you got going on, sir?
Not a whole bunch, brother.
Not a whole bunch.
Work out some logistics on getting back to the West Coast and figuring out how to situate all that and
Gotcha. So
what's going on.
you and I were talking the other day, probably offline, and I got a hole in my radiator. I got to figure out that one on the Jeep. But that's all right. I think the biggest headache of that entire thing is going to be taking the entire front of that frickin' Jeep apart to get to the radiator, so I can put a
It's
new one
not.
in.
It's not.
You
Not
say
by-
that, but
It is not by any means going to be that tough.
yeah, you keep saying that. Pops is in Casa Grande with Gary and Carol. How y'all doing? Why do I keep getting fuzzy? I haven't been drinking yet.
Yeah,
Good
no doubt.
Lord. All right. Anyway,
What have you been feeding your camera? What proof?
151.
Well, at least it's not the Everclear then.
No. I've shied away from that for a little bit. All right. So, why am I diluting my whiskey this week? Well, there's probably a good reason for that. Because, I don't like to dilute my whiskey unless I need to, or unless it's like a sour. Or anyway, I have to dilute it quite a bit, actually. Because, well, some medications and alcohol just don't go together well. Why am I on medication? Well, I went and had a little bit of fun on Tuesday evening and played some softball ball. And, well, let's just say I'm not a spring chicken.
What did you tear up, bud?
Tear's a good word for it. It's called a quadricep tendon tear. So we're at the bottom of the bottom inning. Okay.
Which inning?
Well, it's old man softball, so it's probably like inning 6 or the open inning, which is 7 or whatever it was. Anyway, I get it to mid center field, okay, and I take off toward first. And the second step, I felt something go. I got to first. I'm sitting there. First base coachman's like, "Hey, we got 2 outs. You're going to have to get to second." That's all he says. You're just going to have to get to second. If the ball gets hit in the air, on the ground, doesn't matter. You got to get to second. Okay. And ball got hit, and thank God it got hit to third base, who caught it. So out. All I had to do was take one step because that ball was moving that quick. So I didn't have to do anything crazy. I start to walk toward the dugout. First base coach goes, "Hey," turn around. Yeah, he goes, "You pulled something, didn't you?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "I could tell you did it on your second step." Now, I'm left-footed. Well, I sprint where left foot's up front, so the left foot is the one that pushes everything, and then my right foot picks up that second step. And that second step has all the power, okay? So my launch foot's my left, and then my right foot's got all the power. Guess what? It gave out.
It got no power.
It ain't got no gas in it.
Well, I was just going to say.
So I'm walking around. It hurts, but it's not crazy yet. All right.
Adrenaline's still there.
So I go grab my stuff. I'm walking. I see my neighbor. He's on another team, him and his wife. And he looks at me and goes, "You all right?" I said, "I think I'll be okay." He goes, "What happened?" I said, "I think I really pulled it this time." He goes, well, just go put some ice on it. I said, yeah, I plan on it. The neighbor, his wife, sitting there, and I'm talking to her for a minute, and I go, yeah, I need to get home. I go, this is starting to tickle just a little more than what I'm feeling comfortable standing around for much longer. So I get in the car, drive home. I get to the driveway, and the entire ride home, mind you, it's my right foot, right leg, which is on the gas pedal, which I have enough strength to pull my foot off the gas pedal via my ankle. I'm using my left foot to guide the brake because I used to drive a clutch and I'm okay with that. And I was doing it just fine. Hey, Roger, how you doing? And so I get in the driveway and I realize at that point I am not going to be able to get out of the car. I'm not on my own power. Like I'm going to hit the ground. I'm going to fall. So I call Katie's Ed and I go, hey, she goes, what's up? I said, I need you to come downstairs and give me a hand. She goes, uh, okay. I went, um, I can't get out of the car. And she goes, what? I go, I need you downstairs and help me out of this car. And I hang up. Now, at this moment, the pain is shooting through. I know that the way I said it was a complete dick. And I know, and I apologize more than it, and I still haven't figured out how to do it to where I'm not spending like 20 grand to apologize on the dickness of how I said it. It wasn't like crazy mean. It just wasn't normal. Anyway,
It's a good thing she loves you, huh?
oh, I'm surprised he hasn't jacked me up with a cane right now. Anyway, I get in the house and she helps me out of the car, get in the house, and I'm hurting, and it's just progressively getting worse and worse. I'm like, all right, I need. First off, I'm hungry. I haven't eaten pretty much all day. I I'm hungry. I go, can you bring me something just so I can throw it in my gut? And she runs upstairs to grab it. I'm like, all right, I need to get in a cold shower. I need to get in a cold shower now because this is getting bad. I jump in the cold shower. And if you know me, me and cold showers, we are not friends. Okay, we are mortal enemies. I don't like them, and I am just doing everything I can to get this pain to go away, and it's not doing nothing. And I go and I lay down on the couch, and I'm like, this is not working. I'm trying to eat a little bit, and she comes down. She's like, all right, so what do we got to do? And I'm like, I don't know. I, this is new. I've been in a lot of pain before. This is different. This is like a sustained knife type deal going on. I'm like, all right. So she's like, we're going to the hospital. I'm like, uh, Dave, just shut the hell up. Just shut up. You're going. Okay. So
Ain't no sense in arguing.
that was me talking to me. Like, she says we're going. You know what? You need to go because this is not working. This tough man bullshit is not working right now. This leg is kicking my ass. So it's not that far away. However, she ends up putting it into the GPS. Hey, what's the shortest route there? The shortest route in Georgia is not necessarily the fastest route when you take into account back roads.
Right.
And our back roads are windy. Our back roads are uppity downy. And I am almost positive she went, we're taking the back roads. Mind you, it's my right leg. I'm in the passenger seat, which means my right leg is against the door. Okay. And I am sitting there every corner, every up, every down, every break, every stop. it is just, that knife is just getting dug deeper. I believe that I deserved every minute of that ride for the way that I said, I need you to get your ass downstairs because I can't get out of my car. So that was well deserved, whether it was intentional or not. That's yet to be seen. Only she knows. She has not let the cat out of the bag on that one.
She won't disclose that.
She probably won't. Anyway,
Would we? Would we?
not right away. I think the only one of us that would be Sis. I think she'd look you dead in the eye and go, "Yeah, I did that shit on purpose, bitch."
Yeah, for sure.
I think she'd be the only one that did it like that. Anyway, get to the hospital. Now, I am starting to sweat. And I am getting nauseous. And I can't sit because my knee and my hip are hurting because of what's going on with my thigh. Okay. I can't sit. So I'm on a cane and I am trying to stay standing. Well, my other leg is starting to get extremely weak at this point because it's holding everything up. And it's been a long day on top of everything else. Long day at work, a couple of hours playing ball, and now this. So this other leg's going, yeah.
You ain't got time, buddy.
Right. So I sit down for a little bit. That really hurts. I stand up. I sit back down. I had this old man walk up to me and goes, "Excuse me, son. You okay? Do I need to, do you need some help or whatnot?" That's how much visible pain is on my face. Apparently. Like he walked across, he was with somebody else. Walked across and asked, I said, "Sir," I go, "I know that there's other people here that have issues that are far worse than mine." I go, "I'm just in pain. I'll be fine." And he goes, "Okay." He goes, "Is anything broke?" I said, "I don't think anything's broke." I go, "I'm hoping nothing's broke because that would suck." I go, "But no, just pain. I'm going to be fine. It's nothing that's going to kill me. It just hurts." He goes, "Okay." He goes, "Hang in there." And then like 20 minutes later, 30 minutes later, someone else got called to go into the back of the emergency room. And as they walk by, they're like, "Hang in there. You got this." I'm like, holy shit. This must be telling all sorts of shit because all I'm trying to do is keep my eyes closed and I'm looking down and I'm not trying to, and I'm just sitting there going, this fucking sucks. And this must be telling a story that I had no idea it was telling. Anyway, I finally get to go in the back. My foot's itching. Sorry about that. Finally get to go in the back. And sure as shit, they put me in this bed. And they asked me at first, they're like, do you want a wheelchair? And I went, no, no, no. And I went to take a step or two and like, yeah, we're going to get you a wheelchair. So get back there. I get in the bed. And no, I didn't get a wheelchair at that point. I managed to get back to where I needed to go without the wheelchair, I think. Shit, I can't even remember. I know I had a wheelchair later. I didn't have a wheelchair going back. But it hurt going back. I remember that. Get laid up in the bed, okay? And pull the shorts down. They're trying to do an x-ray later, okay? And that hurts because now I got to move. I got to slide this big piece of freaking lead underneath my ass. Now they're doing, x-rays and stuff. Trying to figure out exactly what's wrong. And it's like, all right, doctor comes in. She's looked at the x-rays a whole bit. Good news. Your femur's not cracked. Your hip's not cracked. And I'm going, yeah, that's good. This feels like a muscle thing, not a freaking. And she goes, but what I think what it is you've got a quadricep tendon tear. She goes, it's not a rupture, because I think it's a quadricep tendon tear. Do you mind if I start touching your leg? And I'm going, all right. And she touches below the knee. She goes, how does that feel? I said, that's fine. I go, but you go much higher, and that's going to hurt. And what does she do? She goes higher. Okay. And it's
Of course.
Yeah. So she starts going, and she's asking me, does it hurt? This and that. And I'm like, yeah, it hurts. And she goes, wow, it's very, very, very stiff. This leg is very. And she goes, do you mind if I touch your other leg? I go, please do. This one hurts. The other one doesn't. Reaches over. She goes, yeah, this is the way it's supposed to feel. And I'm going, duh. I know which one hurts. I know which one doesn't feel right. She starts looking at everything. She goes, okay. Anyway, nurse comes in. She's got, hey, we're going to give you some Percocet. I'm like, okay. Mind you, I've been there for several hours now. Katie actually went and had to go get me like a honey bun and a little bit of coffee or whatnot because we've been there a while. Now, we left the house about 8 o'clock, I think, 8:30, somewhere around there. Got to the ER about 9:30, somewhere in that nature. Okay. By the time all the x-rays and all that other stuff done, it's after midnight. So I've been there a few minutes. Okay. And they give me a Percocet and they said, hey, this is going to make you, this will kick in about 20, 30 minutes. I'm like, okay. I'm like, that kind of sucks that it's going to take that long, but all right, whatever. And I've had Percocet before. I know what Percocet does. So I'm like, all right, give me a Percocet. This will definitely take the edge off. An hour later, they come in and they're like, so how are you feeling now with the Percocet? And I went, it did nothing. And they're like, what? I went, no, it did nothing. I've had Percocet before. I know what it does. I go, what you gave me did nothing. That pretty blue pill did nothing. And they're like, oh. So it hurts that bad. I went, yeah. I go, this one tickles a lot. This is this is not good. She's sitting there. Okay, I'll go tell the doctor. Doctor comes back in, goes, all right, well, Percocet didn't do nothing. I said, no, ma'am. She's like, all right, well, we'll get, I have to give you a shot then. I think it's called Dilapidin. Thanks, Waffle. That might help. Waffle Salter says, hitting like on the stream decreases the risk of injury by 69%. I appreciate that, sir.
You see what Aunt Carol said?
So it's only gets better from here. Yeah, ain't that the truth? So anyway, I think it's Dilapidin. I don't know. I could be wrong. It's one. It definitely starts with a D, and I know that they said that we can't give it to you in a pill form. It's got to be in a shot. I'm like, okay, and they're like, so where would you like it? I'm like, well, where can I have it? And they're like, well, we can, meaty part of the leg, the ass, or the arm, basically. I'm like, oh. Katie Zed looks at her and goes, so would it do any good if it was like in the meaty part of the leg that's hurt? It's a valid question. Very sadistic.
You're going to learn to keep your mouth shut, aren't you?
I'm going to be nice. I have to figure that out because I've taught her well. She asked a very legitimate question.
She did.
Knowing full well that that was probably going to tickle a lot. Probably going to help a lot in that area for that little bit of time. But yeah, so, and the nurse actually answered truthfully and went, I don't know. I can see where maybe it should, but I would have to look into that a little more because that was never something I thought of. And I went, great. Now I've got a nurse thinking about this stuff. Some asshole comes in being a dick to the ER because he's in a lot of pain, mouths off to the wrong nurse, and she goes, oh, this is going to help with the pain, and jams it right in the freaking muscle that's hurting.
Or open wound, whatever.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It is what it is. So I get it in the arm, okay? And I'm so glad I got it in the arm because I remember going through boot camp and they did a penicillin shot in your ass. And that hurt because it felt like hot, hot syrup going into your ass cheek.
Nice.
Okay. And then it left a little ball, right? And I am so glad it was my arm because it felt like hot, hot lead going into my arm. And then it just stung for a while. And I'm so glad it was there. And then I thought about what if it was in my leg? And I went, oh, I was, oh. So yeah, I
Could have distracted you from the other pain, though.
no, it would have been in the same leg. They were going to put it in the same leg.
Different pain, same leg. Distract you from the other pain.
No, I don't think that's how that one works. Maybe if it was in my foot, but not leg on leg pain. No, I don't think, no. Nope. Anyway, sat there for a little while. Everything's going golden. I'm good. Everything's starting to feel better now. Nurse came, or doc comes in, asks. I'm like, yeah. She goes, okay. Everything looks as if it's a tear, not a full rupture. Feels like a tear. A full rupture would need surgery and stuff like that. And I'm going, oh, okay. So, and I've actually got a video here. I want to show that because it kind of gives a little bit of
Hey, Hoopy.
movie star. Yeah,
Just
but
tuned in to hear about blood shots.
go back about, I don't know, to the beginning and you'll hear what all of that's about. All right, so this here is, I'm only going to show part of this because I don't need to show all of it.
This condition is a tear of the tendon that connects the patella to the quadriceps muscles of the thigh. The quadriceps muscle is used to straighten the leg from the bent position. A complete rupture of the quadriceps tendon is a disabling injury.
Okay, so I had a tear, not a complete rupture. And I think I've been tearing for a couple of weeks because it's been getting a little worse and a little worse. And then it gets better and I feel good. And then it happens again. And I think this last time, it just did enough of a tear to where it said, stop being dumb. You can't run no more. No. You need to stretch way more than what you've been stretching. And mind you, I've been doing a lot of stretches, but apparently I'm not doing the right stretches. So, okay, here's what it is.
That would
This would suck.
be debilitating.
This absolutely would. Okay. Hey Jen, how you doing? This right here would absolutely suck. I got a tear. There's parts of this still connected on me, so I'm lucky.
So I didn't have a quadricep tear, but I had a meniscus tear,
Yeah.
and that's enough. That's enough to doesn't it doesn't quite cripple you, but it will let your knee give out and fall flat on your face, give out.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So, and I had a third of mine taken. So
Oh shit.
yeah, they took a third of mine out of my left knee.
Damn.
Yeah. So
Well, you gotta be careful.
oh yeah.
No running for you.
I walk up, just going up the hill there to go to the chickens, and
Yeah.
my knee pops every step. Pop, 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 pop.
No. So anyway, Doc finally says, "Hey, look, you're gonna get to go home. We're gonna let you out of here." I'm going, "Oh, cool." I'm feeling halfway decent, which means whatever they gave me, it's really gonna help me get some sleep. Nurse walks in. He comes in. So I've had 2 female nurses, a female doctor, and now I've got a male nurse. Comes in, goes, "Hey, we're gonna get you out of here. Let me go grab a wheelchair for you." Da 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 da. I'm like, "All right, cool." Oh, I forgot to tell you the good part. So wife is out getting some food or whatnot. Doctor comes in talking to me. And I said, "Look, I need you to tell my wife a lot of this stuff because she's not here. She had to go grab something to eat because we didn't get to eat before I got here. And we need something in our guts." I go, "Especially me because feeling a little nauseous and whatnot." She goes, "Okay." I go, she goes, "Is there anything I can do for you?" I go, "Yeah, I need a bathroom." And she goes, "Oh, well, in the condition you're in, it's too far to walk. Um, so I've got a bedpan and I've got a funnel." I went, "I'll take the funnel." She goes, "Okay, are you going to be able to do this all yourself?" And I'm going, "Yes, I think I can pee on my own." In my head, I went, "Yes, ma'am, I'm good." Very few times in a grown man's life that he wishes he had someone to help him because he was very close to not being able to pee on his own. Not because of anything weird. I just almost fell on my face. Uh, I'm trying not to fall over while taking a pee in this little funnel cup thingy. Okay. And then while I'm trying to hold myself up with one hand and hold this funnel cup up, now I'm like, okay, how do I zip up? Because I don't have a table near me. It's a bed in the middle of the room. The closest thing for me to set this on is the floor, which is down. I don't want to get close to the ground at the moment because if I get down there, I ain't getting back up. Um, and the counter is on the other side of the bed, about 3 feet on the other side of the bed. I can't get over there. I'm going, well, this is very precarious, Dave. What in the hell am I going to do? Somehow managed to zip myself up. Somehow managed to close that little lid on this little funnel dealy bomb cup deal thing they had. And, which, mind you, I didn't realize I had to go to the bathroom that bad. But yeah, I filled a good portion of that up, like more than what I probably should have been able to. Um, so I don't know what the hell is going on there. Anyway, back to present time. Male nurse comes in. He's going to go get a wheelchair. KZ going to go get the car. And I know that this guy was being nice and gentle going through the hospital. Okay. Just because you can't do any of that anywhere else. It felt like he was doing a frickin' road race with NASCAR. And I was getting nauseous. And I look up at him. I said, "You might want to grab me something to puke in." And he goes, you think you're going to puke?" I went, "Oh, no, no, I know I'm going to puke." And he reaches over, grabs a couple of things for me to puke in. And I get outside. And as soon as I get outside, that cold air hits me. It was over with. I had this little plastic sock thing or whatnot, and I'm just letting loose into it. And I look up at him, kind of side eyed, and I go, "How about like a paper towel or something to wipe myself up with. He goes, you feeling better? I said, oh yeah, I'm feeling better. I am. I go, but yeah, I need to I need to clean up a little bit. He goes in, grabs some he grabs some tissues, comes out, I wipe myself up. I'm like, okay, cool. Helps me get in the car. I'm actually feeling a lot better at that moment. I'm like, okay, well, this is good because I got a ride home that I need to make sure I don't puke on. You know, get in the car and I look at Katie and go, for the love of God, please take the highway home, no back roads. Not because my leg hurts at this point. It's because I don't need to get nauseous again and start puking. Take the highway most of the way home because there's a section that you have to take the back roads to get to the house. There's no other way.
Right.
Get those back roads real quick. Pull into the driveway, pull up, garage door opens. I said, let me out. She goes, you getting out here? I said, uh-huh. I got out. I was able to stand up, bend over, and fertilize the grass right there. Pull the car in. I go in. I clean up. And I get to bed and I go to sleep. Done. Over with. And so for the last couple of days, I've had to go to work with a cane, just gimping around, just hobbling, and yeah, that's been my week. Is still working, still doing everything I got to, but doing it with a cane and a little bit slower than what I was earlier. Just yep.
Damn.
Yeah. Oh, and I tried to call Sis. I was gonna tell you about it, but I knew you were busy. I tried to call Sis. She didn't answer. I'm like, well, fine. No one knows. Just keep it to myself then. So, yeah, I kept that because I'm like, I've actually had an interesting week. I'll save this one for the show. So lately, my right leg has been about yay big around, and my left leg has been about yay big around. It's just super, super swollen, and because I got to be on it all day. So next couple of days, I'm going to try and stay off of it, see if the swelling will go down just a little bit.
Put your feet up.
Yeah. Yep. So anyway, that's been my adventure. Sorry to hijack the beginning part of the show, but hey, salute.
Yeah. I'm out. But salute.
But that's why I have to highly, highly dilute my my whiskey, is because
What did they wind up putting you in then? Don't tell me Percocet because that shit didn't.
no, it wasn't Percocet. It was something else, and I know it's. Oh, I can't think of the name of it.
Hydrocodone?
No, it was something else, but I know that having that, just and alcohol with not a good mix. Like, yeah, and just this little bit here, I'll be fine because it'll be a while. They gave it to me and said, "Hey, look, take this every 6 hours for the pain." I've taken it once a day, and which is right at bedtime, so that I can fall asleep. And then when I wake up in the morning, I'm actually not groggy. I'm not overly tired or anything. And I'm just, work the entire day. And the night comes around, leg starts to do that little, hello, I'm still here. And then I take it and I go to bed.
I know for me, I'm kind of the same way, except most times I don't actually take any.
I've had to the last couple of nights in order to get it to relax enough and the pain to subside just enough to where I can fall asleep. Otherwise, it's just enough of a throbbing pain that I will just lay there. And then I don't get any sleep at all. So.
That's a good question.
What's that?
So they decided that they don't have to do any surgery at all, or are they going to do something to keep
Right.
it from carrying further?
Right now, they said as long as I don't overextend, I don't do anything crazy, I don't need to have surgery. Okay. Just let it heal. Don't do anything stupid. Don't. So there's been instances where, oh, I feel okay. I'm going to walk. I don't need to use the cane. And I stop myself and I grab the cane. Because with the cane, I move a little bit slower, a little bit more deliberate.
Right.
They gave me crutches. I can't use the damn things.
Right.
I mean, I can use them, but I can't use them at work. I'd end up busting my ass, bigger than shit. I would. I use the cane. I get around. Plus, with the cane, couple of the grumpy customers, they see me coming up with the cane, they shut up. So, one, it takes me a little bit to get there, and they're like, "Well, I can't really yell at them for not hurrying up."
Gives them a few extra minutes. Gives them a few extra minutes to think about what they got to say.
Calm down, Skippy. So,
which you may have had to do early on.
Yeah, oh yeah. So,
because it sounds like your car ride and the shot to the muscle were a little bit of a
eye opener.
A stab.
Yeah.
Close to a stab.
Close to a stab. Yeah. Like, be nice, asshole. I think that's what it was. So, but no, Jen. I had, when I was in the service, I had a gentleman on ship that did the same thing, detached bicep. And he was buttoned up pretty good for a long while. The next float that I was on ship, another guy, he actually, on his pectoral muscle, it tore and it shot from up underneath his arm to the center of his chest because it tore off on the backside there. And he was laid up for the rest of the float where he couldn't do anything. But as far as surgery, right now they're saying I don't need it. If it gets worse, they may have to look into it. I have to go see a specialist, some type of orthopedic surgeon or something like that. And I'm really hoping that I don't have to. But at this point, if I need to, I probably should do it sooner than later. But right now, I'm just kind of, I'm going to give it a couple of days before making any weird decisions about jumping into surgery at the moment. I'm hoping I don't have to. It feels like it's partially still attached the way it's supposed to be, so maybe it'll. Okay. No. So, anyway, that's been my my deal. What else have you got going, sir? No.
I got my license, my fishing license, a couple days ago, and I went
good.
fishing. Yep, I went
Catch
fishing.
anything?
I caught a damn frog.
What?
Yeah, go figure. Didn't catch anything, but I caught a frog
in the water.
Mm-hmm.
So this frog went, oh, worm, and latched onto.
It wasn't even a worm. It was a spinner. I'll send it to you and I'll show you.
He went for his. He went for a spinner.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it myself.
He must have been hungry.
So, do you remember back in the old days? You would call it, I guess you would have called it like a meme back then. But remember that memes were always on like the printer paper.
Yeah.
You remember the
like
bird?
The far side.
Yeah. Do you remember the bird
with the frog?
With the frog choking him out.
Yeah, it says never ever give up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had that on my wall for years.
At one point, this frog literally had his legs out and his hands up like this. And it just immediately went to that. I sent you pictures. It's not like that, but it's pretty close. I couldn't believe that I caught a damn frog on a damn spinner in the water.
this guy?
He's got one up there. He didn't have the other one. I felt bad for the guy.
You didn't have to kill him to get the lure back, did you?
No, he
Oh,
was just
good.
He was just lipped. So I took my pliers and just did a quick little, because of the way that they're, those treble hooks are. They're like like an umbrella. I just like that real quick, and he was down and out, and boy, he was back to the water in no time.
Asshole and elbows.
Damn, that sucked. Well, he was fumbling a little bit.
Oh,
Good, but
damn aliens and
no,
their probes.
I got that, and I actually wound up getting my sportsman's license, which out here is hunting, fishing, and trout. So,
Oh, cool.
yeah, it was $45, which is great.
Hunting, fishing, and trout. Now, hunting that covers everything, as long as it's in season.
And trapping. So
What?
yeah,
Really?
Yeah. Yep.
No kidding.
Yep. I think I'm allowed 3 or 4 deer.
Huh.
But that also depends on what you're like. Like part of the season is archery. The other part is
Yep.
Rifle, and then the other one is what's that old school powder?
Oh, the black powder?
Yeah. So,
is.
but yeah, it covers all of it. So
Okay.
I'm
Cool.
at $45. I couldn't say no. So at some point, hopefully the neighbors and I down the way will get together, and this season we'll go get a deer. Hopefully I get my first deer.
Okay.
So I'm
Nice.
excited to try it again.
I'm surprised you got a frog. I got
Muzzle loader. That's what it was. Muzzle loader.
Oh. Black powder, muzzle loader.
Similar.
Yeah. I have a little video here of something that when I was in the Marine Corps. Now, mind you, I was a machine gunner. Then I went overseas. I was a security forces, came back, machine gunner, machine gun squad leader, section leader. And then I moved into small section leader, squad leader. Okay. And the SMA is a shoulder fired rocket, which that MOS in the Marine Corps no longer exists anymore. So back in the day, that MOS, or very similar to that MOS, was the guys that had the backpacks with the 2 tanks on it and the flamethrower. Okay. Well, that transitioned over time into the shoulder fired rocket, okay, which was the small. Now that MOS is completely gone. They have javelins and stuff like that, which is a whole nother breed of rockets and stuff like that. But AT4s are like the little baby ones. You just hand them off to anyone in the infantry. I've been looking for a good representation of what the small is. I actually found a video of it. And one of the things they have is they have a bullet, which is basically it's a 9mm, but it's on a really big projectile. So it's a funny looking bullet, but that's called the spotting round. The way they designed it was the trajectory of that spotting round is the same trajectory that the rocket takes. So if you can hit your target, and they give you a magazine of like 6 rounds, I think it is. If you can hit your target with the spotting rounds, and then you fire that rocket, that's where that rocket's going to hit.
No kidding.
That's how that works. Okay. So as long as you're sitting there and you're aimed in and you fire off that spotting round and it hits the target, as long as you don't do any crazy moves or anything, and you just stay right there and you adjust your hand and you pull the trigger for the rocket, there it goes. and that's what it does. So I wanted to show this because I don't think I've been able to show you this basically since I got out.
Well, quite frankly, I don't ask if you don't say.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Just the way it is, man.
I know. So if you take a look at this right here, this is the SMA, and on the back side here, that's the rocket that attaches into the back. Okay. Now you can see that there's two different triggers here. One trigger is for the spotting rounds, which are up underneath here, and you got the magazine. Okay. And then the other trigger actually sends the electrical charge to the rocket, turns the rocket into a projectile. And you're looking through this sight right here. Okay. So that's what that is. But yeah, the rounds that it fires, they're tracer rounds. And it, like it says right here, very similar to the trajectory of the rocket. If the tracer hits, the rocket follows the same point. Yeah, 6 rounds in the magazine with only one. This is one of the few that is a reloadable shoulder-fired rocket. Okay, this SMA is. So you'd have an A gunner that would have a couple of the rockets in his backpack or whatnot. You might have an extra one on you as well, that type of thing. You don't want to be behind it. You don't want to be in front of it. You want to be almost directly off to the side when this thing goes off. If you're behind it, I've watched it kick a 230-pound man head over heels for about 25 yards, and he was in the hospital for a while. That's the back blast. It will jack you up. So, but anyway.
Lower! Target!
Spotting round.
Target!
That's fucking cool.
So, again, you got the spotter that's doing their thing. They're telling you where it's hitting. You're looking through the sight anyway, but you're getting confirmation. And when you're on target, you want that next fire to be the rocket. You don't want to give too many chances for the enemy to go, oh, they found us, and then get the hell out of the way. You want that spot round to hit. You're on target. You pull that trigger, and it's followed up by that rocket. And you can see that rocket pretty much hauls ass.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I saw that, and I went, ooh, I wanted to show Chris this. And I haven't seen that in a while. So,
Well, I sent you a couple of pictures of one of the things I got to do this week.
let me see.
You could put them up if you want.
All right. Oh, good grief. Well, let me take these because I'm going to have to do a little bit of.
You're good. And we don't have to get to that today either.
We'll throw it up there. I just have to get it to where it makes sense. Anything crazy as far as cars or whatnot going on that you have come up to, such as any warranty stuff or anything?
No, I finally got that truck out of the shop that was at the bike shop. It's gone.
Yeah.
It's coming back, but with a different issue now. But
It's the new issue.
well, it's got an oil pressure issue now.
But that has nothing to do with you or anything you did, right? Okay, good.
Nope.
Good.
Nope. Got another one where a guy's been driving on this car for a hot minute while it's been making this noise. And he finally decided to bring it into us. He bought the car from I don't know if I really want to say it, but the Big C, Carvana.
Oh, okay.
Not Chevrolet, but Carvana. But it was a Jeep because they sell all different makes models.
Yep.
he said that the transmission and the differential were out, and yet he was driving it. He got one of them right.
The differential.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to figure out how you're driving without the transmission working.
You can. It could be slipping and sliding and doing those types of things, but yeah. No, it did a pretty good job to the rear diff. It created a nice window. So we were all joking about that. That's a recall, not a recall, but a warranty recall issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, got the wrong window and it needed to be tinted.
Got the wrong window in it. Needed to be tinted. Got that. Oh, that's the other one. Oh, we're gonna get this guy too. Why not?
Yeah, that's an expensive oops. But I asked the guy why he didn't have it just towed in. And he says, "Well, it's just like every other American right now. It's money's tight. Money's super tight. Can't afford it. Can't afford it. You know, and you can't knock the guy. So, you know."
All right, so let's do this one. Oh man.
No, it was actually kind of a slow week this week in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, wasn't. I still had all the hours in as far as I collected. I had almost 28 hours total this week, and that's a slow week, slow week. But I still had 28 hours. Everybody else is 12 to 15, I think.
Yeah. All right, so I am going to pull up this one first because well, maybe not. Hold up. Will it do it if I do this? Why is it not showing? Oh, this is not happy.
Somebody's not happy.
The computer's not acting the way it's supposed to be. So I don't know why it's not. There we go. Let's do that one. Can you tell us what we're looking at here, sir?
That's my lipped frog. Poor bastard.
There's your lure.
Yeah.
He got a hold of that good too, didn't he?
It's a treble hook, but it was only one hook, thank God.
Yeah.
But it was right on his bottom lip. I don't know how the hell he managed it, but he did.
Let's see. All right, so the first picture you sent me was this guy here. Let me see if I can pull that up. That looks like it's burnt right here. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. It's corroded.
Okay. And what's this go to?
That is the ORC module. That is your occupant restraint control module. So that is a plug for all of your airbags.
Oh.
One of two that go to the actual ORC module.
Okay.
So you should have another picture there of another plug.
Well, I've got this one because this one was next in the list. Is this what you had to do to get to that plug?
Yes.
Oh, good Lord.
Both front seats and the center console that goes from the front side of underneath the dash all the way to the back side.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's horrific.
Radio has to come out. Under part of the under dash has to come out. I mean, that's a 2021 truck.
That is horrific.
Well, they're not exactly clean either.
No, but I'm just saying in general. Ooh, look at that. Yeah, coin there. All right,
Yeah.
so. Oop. Okay, that's getting dizzy.
Yeah.
All right, so there's this
That-
one here.
That is your ORC module. Look at the stain on the top. That's actually not really a stain. That's actual liquid.
Right.
Do you look to the left side of that module? Do you see how the plating on
Is
the steel?
discolored?
Well,
Right.
that's actually shiny, like it's sticky,
Yeah.
or it's been wet.
What is it? Do I want to know?
That whole, honestly, couldn't tell you, but I have to say, I mean, I didn't taste it, so this is what happens when you spill drinks in your cars.
Oh,
Your car gets dismantled to find this, and to do this, plus fix one other problem, in total, it's about $1,600.
wow.
That's the other plug. Yep. And
That looks like it's all burnt. He said that's all corrosion.
it's corrosion with the sticky fluid. So
Oh,
I'm gonna try some electrical cleaner in that. And I've got what they call weld wire cleaner. It's for
Yep.
welding. And it has a bunch of different sized wire in it that's abrasive. It's supposed to like be for welding to clean out like the tips of welders.
okay.
Because I don't have anything else to clean that, and if that doesn't fix it, then there's a very real possibility this could be a whole chassis harness.
Oh, wow. And you got to chase that wire all the way back and feed it
That-
and come all the
no.
way.
No, that's pulling the entire truck, the interior of the truck apart, because now you have to replace the whole interior cabin chassis harness.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
And that doesn't total it, does it?
no.
Oh. Man.
So yeah, don't try not to spill your drinks, people. It
Yeah,
can
that,
get very expensive spilling that stuff.
that does not sound like a good day.
In these days and times, be very mindful of where your drinks are at, because it can get expensive really quick, unfortunately.
And what year is that, Dodge?
2021.
It's all electronic. Yep. There we go.
2021 3500 dually diesel.
It's a $110,000 truck.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez. All right. Last time we did not have this day in history. And I got kind of scolded out in the chat. I didn't realize I was getting scolded out in the chat because I didn't get what was being said until after we got done with the show and went, oh shit, that's what Pops was saying. So I apologize. We're going to get to that so I don't get scolded out in chat again. This day in history. Today is the 25th of the 4th month of this great year, 2026. I figure if I keep putting good vibes out there, good shit's going to happen. So far it hasn't, but guess what? I'm a believer. It's got to be good sometime. So
Never give up.
exactly. All right. So, this is not. I'm trying to go for good vibes here, and guess what the first one is?
Oh boy.
1792. Nicholas Pelletier was the first person executed by guillotine? I feel sorry for this. I mean, this is not what we were going for.
Hey, it's day in history, man. It is what it is.
He was a French bandit who killed a man during a robbery in 1791. Captured almost immediately, tried and sentenced to death. French Assembly had just legalized the use of the guillotine, and Pelletier waited in prison for 3 months while one was built. Hey, we got this cool machine. This is how we want to execute people. Cool. Do we have one? Nope, we got to build it. How do we know it's going to work? But we got to try it. But we got someone that we just convicted. Let's try it on him. Great. Give us a couple months to put this together. What? He was executed in front of the Paris City Hall where a crowd watched this novel form of execution be carried out. They watched him have his head cut off and roll into a basket. Okay. Mind you, beheadings is not something that is new. They've been chopping people's heads off at the sword for many, many, many years. They just took the person away from swinging the sword and just made a big, heavy blade. Interesting facts about the blade is it needs to be a very specific weight, dropped from a very specific distance, and there's a very specific reason why that blade is angled. Do you know what that is?
I would imagine so that it's a clean cut through.
If you come straight down, even if it's a razor sharp blade, it will come down and there's enough mass in your neck where it could stop partway through.
It makes sense.
Heavy as it is. But when it's angled, it is cutting all the way down, going through, and it is that mass in your neck is being eaten away by that angle of the blade and the weight of it. So that's how, yeah. Anyway. All right. Let's see. 1846, the Thornton Affair sparks the Mexican-American War. Okay, this is interesting. I don't know what this is. A force of 1,600 Mexican soldiers had crossed the Rio Grande from the U.S. Cavalry Detachment of 80 riders. Where U.S. Cavalry Detachment of 80 riders encountered them. The cavalry was immediately routed, with 6 men killed and the rest all captured. U.S. President Polk immediately asked Congress to declare war, which they did. Now, that's the way you're supposed to declare war. Get Congress, tell them, they have a vote, and then we go to war. That's how it should be done.
I agree.
It has not been done like that in a really long time. Just saying. 1859, construction of the Suez Canal begins. It would take 1.5 million laborers nearly 10 years to complete, and thousands died during the construction, mainly from disease. Many of the workers were unpaid, forced laborers called corvées, slaves. The canal was opened in November of 1869. So, yep. You're a slave, or you are a slave, you're a slave until it's not cool to call you a slave no more, and then they make up a new word for you. Indentured servitude, or what was that? Corvées, whatever. So, whatever. 1901, New York mandates automobile license plates. So there were automobiles running on the roads. And in 1901, New York went, hey, we need to identify these vehicles. Let's make them have license plates. The first license plates were only required to display the initials of the driver. 1903, the state changed the plates showing black numerals on a white background. New York did not issue the license plates at first. Instead, drivers were expected to make their own.
Oh, nice.
Here's something for you. what do you think an original New York license plate that has the initials on it would go for?
Astronomical amount, I guarantee it.
Can you imagine how cool that would be to have, though?
Yeah.
That would be freaking sweet.
I
Anyway,
think it would only make it more valuable if it was actually one issued by the state, not so much.
well, the first ones were
hand.
made by the person.
I know, but I think that would be too easy to probably fake. So I think it would be
Yeah, but if you
more.
had an automobile back then, you probably had a device that could take a picture, and you might take a picture of that, and there might be a way to verify it being authentic. If you were able to get one that was authentic. Yeah.
Right.
Now, I agree with you. The one that was issued by the state and you can verify it was issued by the state. Yeah. I think that'd be kind of cool. So, um, but getting one of the originals,
That'd be
cool.
tough.
Yeah.
Be cool, but it'd be tough.
1945, American and Soviet troops meet at the Elbe River, LB River. The Soviet Red Army was advancing through Germany from the east and elements of the American First Army from the west when they first made contact at the river. Photos commemorating the meeting were hastily arranged and publicized to spread the word that the war was nearly over in Europe. So, yeah. 1953, DNA's double helix is announced. So they're like, DNA, this is the code that makes people who they are and things what they are and so on and so forth. And then they figured out, hey, it's a double helix. That's why it looks like the little spiral thing, whatnot.
Right.
But it wasn't until 1953 that they figured out what it looked like, apparently, and put that out there. Francis Crick and James D. Watson published a paper describing the molecular structure of DNA in Nature. Along with Maurice Wilkins and Rosalind Franklin, they had determined the structure by photographing DNA using X-ray diffraction. The photograph, known as Photo 51. Interesting. Okay. Clearly shows a diffraction pattern that indicates a double-stranded structure. I'm not saying that there's a conspiracy here, but I'm saying that, there's breadcrumbs freaking everywhere. Watson and Crick developed a model of the DNA chain based on their observations of the photo. In 1962, they shared the Nobel Peace Prize in Physiology or Medicine with Wilkins. Franklin died in 1958, and the award is only given to living persons. That's horseshit. You should be able to get an award like that to posthumously, especially if the other person's alive. Like, hey, we're awarding this to both of you. I know you're the only one alive right now, but, he gets it too because he was part of it. That's messed up. The discovery led to understanding how DNA is copied, repaired, as well as developed as well as the development of genetics as a field of research, and to the discovery of how sequence genes. Wow. That's kind of interesting because I actually thought DNA was more of a recent thing than the 50s. I thought it was 70s, 80s, personally, but that's kind of cool. 1960, the USS Triton circumnavigates the Earth. What is the USS Triton? Circumnavigating the Earth just means that you went around the Earth. So, it could be the ocean, it could be the air. So this is 1960. Why is it interesting that something circumnavigated the Earth? Well, it's got to have a cool reason, and the hint is USS Triton. So, what's your guess?
As far as what
what kind of
degrees?
vessel it is. Obviously, it's a U.S. vessel and U.S. Navy, so that kind of narrows it down a little bit for you. What do you think it is?
Well, I would assume Navy would be a boat, but I don't want to jump to that because I think it was probably a plane.
No, we've had planes circumnavigate the Earth before,
So then
before
it was
1960.
either a boat or a sub.
Ding ding, you got it. Submarine. First official one to circumnavigate the entire Earth underwater. The nuclear powered submarine was first to circumnavigate the globe while submerged. It covered more than 30,000 miles in just 60 days without ever coming to the surface. And it was captained by Edward L. Beach.
Wow.
So, and this one happened fairly recently in 2004, which is over 20 years ago, which still blows my mind. The March for Women's Lives. Didn't we do that back in the 20s, the 1920s? An estimated 800,000 to 1 million women marched in the National Mall in Washington, D.C. to demonstrate against legislation restricting access to abortion. At the time, it was one of the largest protests in history. Maybe they just had more this time than they did last time, so that's what made it such a big deal. I don't know. It's kind of interesting, though. We keep doing these marches and we keep doing these protests and stuff like that. And some of them are legitimately peaceful, and that's cool. I don't mind that. You have ideas, bring it up
Well,
peacefully.
that's the idea. Is it's supposed to be peaceful.
When it turns the other way, I have very little patience for that, and I am all about, hey, guess what? I got to go to work. You're in my way. You're blocking the road. I'm going to make sure that you're not blocking my vehicle again, at least, or every time you see my type of vehicle, you get a little scared and you move out of the way.
Yeah, it's a two-way street. You know what I mean? It's got to be peaceful on both ends.
Correct.
So,
And blocking the road is not peaceful. You are stopping people from actually making a living. You are stopping people from actually.
and I get what they're doing and what they're trying to do, but it's not the right way to do it. Period.
Correct. Yeah. But this right here, they did it at the National Mall in Washington, D.C., which, if you haven't been there, I suggest going. I went there in the middle of winter. I don't suggest doing that. I suggest going when it's nice weather out and not freezing cold, because that sucked. Which is also why that one president, when he got sworn in and he didn't have a coat, and then he died less than 30 days later or something like that, because he got sick and got pneumonia. I understand that. Should have wore a coat. Anyway, that was this day in history. That's what I got there. It's been a week. It's been a week.
For as light as it's been a pretty.
Yeah.
It's been a
Work?
pretty.
Work's been fine.
Yeah, I mean it has. I'm
It's-
still exhausted, but
yeah, work's been fine. Didn't get a whole lot of sleep Tuesday night. Didn't get a whole lot of sleep Wednesday. Finally got a little bit of sleep Thursday night. Got a little bit more sleep on Friday night. I plan on getting some damn sleep tonight. I'll tell you that. But yeah, outside of that, it's been a eventful week. I'll tell you that. So, all right, we did something last week. Okay, we had a deal where we had police go in and check on. Basically, it's a welfare check.
Yep.
For a granny who they found was playing video games. You want to know what I found this week? In addition to that story.
right on.
And it just gets in more and more interesting. And I'm going, huh. And here's the thing. I can see Ma and sis both doing this. Maybe not to the extent that this is going up. I can see them both doing this.
Mhm.
And let me share this because this is it. I actually think it's an interesting story. So.
Unable to get in touch with her grandmother, even calling the cops to check on her. Turns out she was just fine, just distracted, not knitting. She was playing a video game, and she's not alone. As Les Trent reports, the number of grandma gamers is growing.
Cops enter a home via the garage to conduct a wellness check on an elderly woman.
Garage door is open. We're gonna make entry. Vehicle's in the garage.
But where's the grandma?
She was last seen yesterday.
Her family is worried sick.
Police!
Cops don't know what to expect, but as they walk in, this is what they encounter. The 91-year-old grandma.
We're here with her now. She's playing video games in her bedroom.
She's doing what?
She's playing video games in her bedroom.
We're used to seeing teenage boys obsessed with video games, but grannies?
Didn't even see you, you jerk.
It's a new phenomenon. 36% of Americans aged between 80 and 90 play video games weekly.
This is Grandma Crackers and
81-year-old Sue Jacket even has a handle. She's called Grandma Crackers, and she's a huge hit on social media.
when you start on these games, you lose track of time. And when you're older, you don't have a mother coming in and telling you to go to bed.
Her video game obsession is actually a moneymaker. She helped fund her grandson Jack's cancer treatment.
I would enjoy doing it even if I were not trying to raise money.
Michelle Statham is known as Tactical Grandma. She plays up to 9 hours a day against much younger gamers.
And when you take them out, what do you say to them?
You got killed by a grandma. You got me by a grandma.
She has this advice for hardcore granny gamers.
Keep a phone handy, check in with your family, let them know you're okay.
Great tips to keep cops at bay while playing your favorite video game in your golden years.
She's playing video games in her bedroom.
Tell me you can't see Ma and Sis doing this at some point. Maybe not every day, but just...
No. But I'll be honest with you, it makes sense because if they don't have much going on in their life because they're retired, what are they doing?
Yeah.
And let's face it, there are video games out there that are just they intrigue all the different people and they keep their minds going.
Exactly. And it keeps their hand-eye coordination going because they're using it. I can't use those damn joysticks. Okay. Well, no. You don't count. Okay.
Give me a standard Nintendo and I can.
The standard Nintendo is about as good as I can go. Okay. Me, I'm still with the Atari. Ding, 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 boop, boop. Okay.
You still got to use your left hand for the buttons on the bottom of the joystick.
Right there. That's it. Yeah. One joystick, one button. That was it. I'm great with that. Nintendo was getting a little much. After that, too many buttons. I got confused. I just started hitting everything at once.
There's very few games nowadays for me that I could play on the PS5 or Xbox, whatever, because of all the different buttons that are actually on it.
I think I said this before. Ma was, her hand-eye coordination with some of the games was unreal.
Tetris was phenomenal.
Oh, I couldn't even watch. By the time my mind registered what that piece was,
she was already 10 pieces ahead.
She had already placed that piece, already placed a piece behind it, and I'm trying to figure out what I'm looking at because that's not the same piece I just saw.
Yep.
So, yeah, very, very much better than I was when it comes to Tetris or any of the video games. Some of the car games I was all right at because accelerator, brake, maybe they had a gun, maybe they didn't, then you had to turn. Those I was okay with. Same thing with like Tony Hawk. Okay. Move left, move right. A couple of the buttons did some tricks or whatnot, and I was okay with it. It acted more of like a car than it did something else. Some of these shooter games, not even close. Not, yeah, nope, can't do it. So, but yeah, if y'all happen to look at the thumbnail for this screen, or for this stream rather, not screen, you happen to see what's called left lane camping, left lane parking. Basically, it's those assholes sitting in the left lane, the go fast me lane, and they are sitting there going slow, blocking up traffic.
Well, so basically they're either going slower than the speed limit, or they're impeding by going the speed limit and or 5 or 10 over.
Yes. Now,
and they just camp there and they don't go into any other lane.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to have the expenditure of moving over and then moving back over and moving over and back over.
Correct. So one of the things that I've been doing, let's see if I can find it. Is it this one? It is this one. Yay. Okay. One of the things I've been doing is I have been going state by state and getting the laws on left lane campers. Okay. Left lane, passing lane, by state. And I have 16 states left to go. And I'm already at 20 pages deep on this. And I sure could probably make the print a little smaller so I don't have as many pages. And I need to be able to read the shit. Okay. So I got 20 pages and I still have 16 states left. I'm going alphabetical order. I'm not going to bore everyone here with all 50 states today, but we're going to get through a couple of them today. So we're going to start with Alabama. Why? Because that's state number 1, alphabetically. Alabama has an anti-road rage act. Okay, they established that in 2019, and it's called Act 2019-515. It prohibits driving in the left lane of an interstate highway for more than 1.5 consecutive miles without passing another vehicle. If you're in that left lane and you don't pass another vehicle, they go and pull you over. Okay. And this was effective since 2019. The law requires drivers to use the right lane with exceptions for heavy traffic, weather hazards, left exits, or emergency vehicles. Okay. There's always going to be an exception to the rule. Okay. And it doesn't matter what state. And I've looked through every state that I've looked at right now, there's always an exception. And most of it's emergency vehicles. It is left turn lanes, okay, stuff like that. Or if for whatever reason there happens to be some type of emergency, what they really want you to do is get out of that left lane as quickly as possible. Because regardless of what the speed limit is, you being in that left lane is causing a traffic jam if people are trying to pass you. Move your ass over to the right lane. Let the fast guys get past you. Then you can move around some of the other slower cars. That's fine, but get back in the right lane. I like the left lane because I jump in it. I pass a bunch of slow cars. I move over to the right lane. Usually when I move over to the right lane, someone else had the same idea I did, got behind me. We hauled ass up. I move over to the right. They end up pulling in front of me, pulling over, and they're in the right lane until it's time to pass again. We'll both move over, and then we start leapfrogging until it's my turn to get off the exit or it's their turn to get off the exit. Doesn't matter. But because we are going from the right lane, moving into the left, moving back into the right lane, cops haven't bothered us. They actually don't mind it. They would prefer us do that than to sit in the fast lane and just speed past everyone, or back off and go with the speed limit in the fast lane and cause potential accidents, cause potential traffic jams and stuff. So, key aspects of the Alabama passing lane law is you got a 1.5 mile limit. Motorists cannot stay in the left lane more than 1.5 consecutive miles on interstates, as stated in the Alabama Law Enforcement Agency update. Left lane usage is designated for passing only. Exceptions being driving in the left lane is permissible if you're actively passing. There's heavy traffic congestion. So if there's a lot of traffic and you guys are doing, like everyone is doing well below the speed limit, yeah, you can move into the left lane and
it's called
traffic.
Traffic.
Yeah.
With going to and from work, you're going to have it.
Correct.
I think people are going to be in the same place at the same time, and you're just going to be wherever you're going to be.
You have to fill up the lanes. You have to fill up the road.
Mm-hmm.
Inclement weather. They want you to have good spacing between vehicles, so everyone in the right lane doesn't seem like the best idea. Kind of like everyone being in the right lane in heavy traffic, and the left lane's wide open. Let's go ahead and kind of disperse the traffic a little bit. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
For inclement weather. If there are lane obstructions, no shit, Sherlock. We want to make sure that, no one's standing behind the cone in the right lane for too long. Or if they're preparing for a left exit. Okay. So if a mile down the way, there's a left exit for you, you can get into that left lane. That way you're prepared for it and you're not just diving into that left lane.
Which is crazy to me. I know they're out there and I know they exist because I've seen it before. I've just not really seen it before, like experienced a whole lot of it.
They're all over here in the South. All over here in the Southeast.
Yeah.
All over.
We don't. If we have a left exit here anywhere in this state, I'm not aware of it or don't remember because we just don't use it. And
yeah,
back home there was. To my knowledge, I don't think there was anything back in Phoenix.
It would be a 2-lane road or a 4-lane road, 2 lanes going one way, 2 lanes going the other way. The left lane, you would have to cross over both lanes of the opposing traffic direction. Usually they put in a left turn lane.
I suppose the one back home would be like the one going from Phoenix to Vegas or Vegas back to Phoenix. I know there's one that
like up on 60.
Up on the 60 there that you could take a left and put you on Carefree Highway and you can go out that way.
Yeah.
But
they're back home, they're few and far between.
Super far.
Especially nowadays. But here in the South, there's a lot more of them.
Yeah.
Related traffic laws, the Move Over Act. Let me go back. Preparing to have the left lane exit. Violations and fines. Violators can be pulled over and fined up to $200 for violating this, often called the Anti-Road Rage Act. Related traffic laws. Move Over Act. Drivers are required to move over for stopping or for stopped emergency vehicles. So if you got a stopped emergency vehicle on the right lane, you have to move over to that left lane.
And that's not just cops, people. That's tow trucks.
Tow trucks, ambulances.
Anything with emergency lights, people.
Yep.
Respect your tow truck drivers, people.
Law enforcement or stopped emergency vehicles, law enforcement, or service vehicles on the side of the road. Okay. Signage, specific lane use signs. For example, trucks must be followed. And then you've got laws were designed to improve traffic flow, reduce road rage caused by slow drivers obstructing a fast lane. We got a lot of idiots that were hanging out in the fast lane going, I'm doing the speed limit. I don't have to go any faster. Guess what, Karen? There's the ditch, bitch. And we're stopping that from happening. Let's get the law in the books, get them out of the way. That way we don't have anyone in the ditch because that's just not nice. And we're trying to be nice these days.
Have we ever figured out the male version of a Karen yet?
Chad.
Is it Chad?
It's Chad. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so we go from Alabama and we're going to go all the way up to Alaska because you know what? Alaska's way up there and it's cold up there. And they crazy and they a lot of drunks up that way because it's too cold. Anyway, in Alaska, the left lane on multi-lane highways is primarily for passing. Drivers must keep right, except to pass or turn left. Slow-moving vehicles, including RVs, on two-lane roads must pull over using turnouts if they are holding up 5 or more vehicles per Alaska statute 28.35.140B. Fines for improper lane usage range from $75 to $150 a pop. We have on occasion pull-out lanes, and if you are noticing that you have 4, 5, 6 cars behind you, get your ass in the pull-out lane, stop, let everyone go by you, because you're holding everyone up. And some of these country folk on these back roads, they don't care. They're going to put you in the ditch. And a lot of these places out here don't always have a ditch. It's a cliff or a ravine or...
And it's vice versa.
Yeah.
Some of them old folk don't give a shit and they'll do purposefully 10 to 15 under the speed limit.
Yeah.
So it's both ways.
It is. Oh no,
it is. You get to play with both ends.
Yeah.
So,
but in Alaska, they made it a law. If you are holding up 5 or more vehicles, move your ass into the turnout lane, let people pass, and then you can go on your way.
And that makes sense.
Yeah. Key passing and lane laws, left lane usage. Left lane is for passing and preparing for a left-hand turn. Slower traffic vehicles moving slower than the normal speed of traffic must stay in the right lane. Turnout rule on two-lane roads. Drivers holding up 5 or more vehicles must use designated turnouts to let others pass. Passing on the right. Passing on the right is only permitted when the road is wide enough for 2 or more lanes of traffic in one direction, or if the vehicle being passed is making a left turn. Emergency vehicles, drivers must move over or slow down significantly when passing stopped emergency vehicles with lights activated. Okay. And I understand the slow down immensely because even on some of the highways, there's enough traffic going, you can't move over because they're just not letting you go. So you need to slow down enough to where it's safe for the emergency workers to do what they got to do. Whether it's EMT, like you said, truck drivers, police, doesn't matter. Okay, tow truck drivers, whatever, in that. But yeah, I've been in situations where I've tried to move over to the left lane, and
and we all have. The only thing you can do is just slow the hell down.
Yep,
and keep an eye on the emergency crew.
Absolutely.
At ACES, I've actually always done that my entire life, and it's never been a law.
So ACE says, Ford Brothers decisions, Florida added disabled vehicles with flashing hazard lights to their move over law after Colorado did it first. I have heard of this, and there are more states doing this. And I think they just added it as a caveat to the emergency vehicles and whatnot because it's emergency flashers. So,
but it's not just the emergency people that they're protecting. It's also somebody who's actually having an emergency, whether it be a flat tire or the person that's not been that bright and run out of fuel, or somebody that's having a problem with their car and it just breaks down.
You don't know anyone like that, do you? All right, next state. If you are being passed on the right, you're in the wrong lane. Pop says if you're being passed on the right, you're in the wrong lane. I don't disagree in most cases. Okay. Left turn lane, I agree that you got to pass on the right because you got someone that's using the left lane to turn left. Kind of don't have a choice on that. Also, I really can't think of a whole lot of other cases where if you're passing someone on the right, or if you are being passed on the right, that the person that's passing you is 100% in the wrong. It's usually the person that's in that left lane that's getting passed that is in the wrong a majority of the time. I really can't think of why the person in the left lane, outside of turning left or an emergency situation, would be in the right and being able to stay in that left lane and everyone's passing them on the right hand side. Very few situations, and they're so far out there, it's even hard to think of them. What about you? Can you think of a reason for that, where they would be in the left lane, not turning left, and be in the right, and people are passing them on the right hand side?
There is no situation. It's just them being self-centered. They figure because they're doing the actual speed limit, they can't get in trouble. So that to me is thinking about nobody but themselves. And as far as the left lane situation goes, I haven't seen too many left lane situations on highways. And of the ones that I have seen, there's literally a left lane turnoff for you to take and either stop or continue on.
They're trying to make that a thing on all of those roads, but not all of them have that.
Yeah. So like I said, of the ones that I have seen and or been witness to, there's literally a left turn lane to get into so that the traffic can keep moving.
Yeah.
So aside from that, no, there is no reason to be being passed, in my opinion. And I don't see any other situation where if you're being passed on the right, he's 100% right. You're in the wrong goddamn lane.
Yeah.
I see very, 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 I don't see any reason for it.
I can only see some type of emergency type of situation where you can't get over to the right for whatever reason.
That, yeah.
But even that is so few and far between. You should make every concerted effort to get over to the right.
Most people know their cars. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
no, I get it. I'm just saying that I don't know.
People that are prone to being broke down, they're not hanging out on that side of the freaking road. You know what I mean? They're hanging out on the side that they're going to go, okay, yeah, I know I could get over. And
oh yeah, I've seen plenty of times where someone's blown a tire, they're in the fast lane, and they know damn well they can't get over to the right shoulder, and they're pulling off to that left median trying to get out of the way. But you also know that if you pull too far off into that median, you might get stuck.
Yeah.
So
that would be the least of my problems, because honestly, I wouldn't want to get hit by a car. So if I got over, I would make sure I was over far enough, and whether I got stuck or not, guess what? I'll probably call in a tow truck anyway. I mean, not over a flat tire, I probably wouldn't, but
yeah,
you know.
But you get stuck, you're going to have to. So
in a situation where it's a tire, that's a chance you have to take. At least I know that I would take. Okay.
Yeah.
But if you're in the fast lane, you're traveling, and you break down, whatever, and you can't get over because traffic doesn't allow it, you're gonna be getting called by a tow truck anyways. So, what difference does it make if you get stuck? Tow truck's gonna get you out anyway.
Hope so. God, I hope so.
Any competent tow truck driver can get you out, and most of them are. Most of them are.
Well,
not all of them, but
I've
most
met a couple that are not, and it blows my mind that they're driving tow trucks.
I've seen a few, so yes.
All right, we're going to use this one as the last one for tonight. Arizona law ARS 28-721 requires drivers to keep in the right lane, especially on multi-lane highways, using the left lane primarily for passing or turning left. Known as the Keep Right Law, it makes camping in the left lane illegal, with police actively conducting traffic stops to educate or ticket drivers obstructing traffic. Key aspects of the Arizona passing lane law: Keep Right rule. On all roadways with 2 or more lanes in the same direction, drivers must use the right lane unless passing, overtaking, or preparing for a left turn. So even going down like
city streets.
Yeah, you should be in the right lane unless you need to pass or you're coming up on that left turn, even though it has a left turn lane up there. Stay in the right lane as much as you can.
Do you know why people don't do that on city streets?
Ignorance?
No.
What?
Because they don't want to wait for the guy making the right turn at the next street or the next light.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah. Especially if there's no right turn lane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, especially for that.
And there's a lot of situations like that in Arizona where there is no right turn lane.
Yep.
But that's why people do it, because
as they're coming up to the light, they're coming up, they're moving that left lane so they can pass just in case.
But people will stay in the left lane.
Yep.
Knowing that they have 10 miles of road to go down, they'll stay on that side because they don't want to wait for the people making the right-hand turn going down. So that's why they stay there.
Yeah. I guess if you're actively passing people while you're doing that, that's one thing. But if you're just in the left lane and there's no one there,
I think it's a harder rule to enforce on a city street than it probably is on, say, the highway.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So, because
and the cops are going to pick their battles.
Sure, they are.
And they're also going to, like, that guy was a jerk, so I'm going to pull him over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's see. Care aspects, keep right on all roadways, 2 lanes or more. We already talked about. Exception: drivers may use the left lane if right lane is closed for one-way traffic or when preparing for a left turn. Okay. Well, if the right lane's closed, right lane doesn't exist anymore. The lane that you're in that's moving is the correct lane.
It's no longer considered a left lane at that point.
Right. One-way traffic. Okay. So if it's one-way traffic,
so downtown,
you can be in either the right lane or the left lane. It doesn't matter. See, I would think that shouldn't matter at all.
No.
Well, actually, yes, because if it's one-way traffic, you're going to have right turns and left turns just as equally going down. So you might have a left turn coming up real quick. I can see that. I don't hate on that one there. Mind you, there's a couple that I've read. I went, really? Okay. Law enforcement focus. Police are focusing on reducing left lane camping to improve traffic flow, particularly on high-speed roads. The 101, the 202, the 303,
17,
the 17, the 10.
Yeah, 10.
Yeah. Yep. Bell Road, Shea Boulevard.
Hey, don't leave Greenway out.
Don't leave Greenway out.
No.
Absolutely not. Good Lord, don't leave Greenway out. Law enforcement focus. Police are focusing on the left lane camping. Okay. They have slowpoke legislation, which is proposed. A proposed 2025 bill, HB 2235, aimed to impose a $500 fine for drivers in the left lane going at or below the speed limit. I want to know if that one came to fruition or not. Did that one pass? Because that would have been last year, so it may not have updated on the website that I was pulling this stuff from. Other important rules. The move over law. Drivers must move over one lane or slow down for any vehicle with flashing lights parked on the side of the road. Any vehicle with flashing lights. That could be the minivan with the hazards on. That could be the cops. That could be emergency drivers, tow truck drivers. It could be EMS. Doesn't matter.
It could be it could be direct TV out there putting fucking cable up, and they've got their goddamn lights on.
You must move over.
Could be a city worker fixing the damn light.
Yeah, I do not hate that law. I think that is a very good law. And passing on the right is generally discouraged, and left lane drivers should yield to faster traffic. So if you're in the left lane and someone's coming up behind you fairly quickly, move your ass over to the right lane, they say. Even if you got a left turn coming up in about a mile, you ain't there yet. Move over to the right. Let the faster traffic move past you. Passing on the right is generally discouraged. However, they are doing it case by case basis. So, and I don't disagree with that, especially on city streets. I also don't disagree with it if you got some jackass that is left lane parking and is in that left lane parking, left lane camping, depending on how you want to say it. They're going slower than the rest of traffic, and you don't have a choice but to pass them on the right because they're just impeding traffic that bad. You can't always wait for the cop to show up. Sometimes you just got to pass them on the right and get gone. So, all right. So that's the first three of 50. And that was a page and a half. So I got 18 and a half pages left and still 16 more states to go with. So anyway, I will be cruising through those. Let me highlight these so that I know that I have already said them so that I don't say them again next time. And we'll go through a couple of these every week because I think it's actually kind of interesting. Number 1, 2, important, and number 3, it was requested. And damn it, we said that we were going to come in here and if someone requested something, we were going to put it up here and go with it. And that's what we're doing. So,
find or see any cool new weapons lately?
Actually, that's the next video I got.
Oh. Okay. Well, I guess stay tuned, people.
So, this one here is called the Wrist Wrecker 5000.
Oh.
I have never, ever in my life gone to the shooting range and watched someone put on a motorcycle helmet to shoot a pistol.
Shit.
So I watched part of this and I stopped because I didn't want to spoil it any farther than what I saw. And I don't know how the rest of it goes. So
I think I've probably seen it.
Well, I haven't. But I watched this and I went, oh my God, I got to stop right here because I've already went, oh. And the commentary and the way that this guy kind of talks a little bit had me cracking up. So. Have you seen this one? All right. So, again, this guy's in a shooting range. Has a motorcycle helmet on. And then he goes and he picks this up. This is a 50 BMG round.
Jesus Christ.
On a 1911 frame. So he's had to modify this 1911 to take a 50 BMG.
Nope, sure haven't. God damn.
This is a 1 round per shot. Okay? This is not a, we're going to have a magazine. No, no, it's not happening. Not with this.
Oh, my Lord. Yep.
All right. I need you to look at this guy. He's not a little guy. Okay? He's got some stout to him. Okay?
Yep.
And I'm going to rewind it just a little bit. I want you to see how nervous he is. Okay?
I know he's nervous.
Watch his arms, watch his legs, watch his neck, watch his shoulders. Watch how nervous he is.
Yeah.
Okay?
In a sense, he's psyching himself out.
All right, so you heard him take it off a safe and cocked it.
Did you see that little wiggle right at the end?
Yeah.
Like, oh, shit.
Yep. And you can hear it go click, and that's him taking it off of safe, and it is properly cocked. Okay?
Oh.
All right. So let me explain what just happened.
Oh, I know what happened.
That hammer went home and it hit. And it didn't go off. Now, I'm going to give all the credit in the world to this guy. He left it pointed downrange. This is where I got to. And I had to stop it here. Okay? Because I heard him go, because that's exactly what I would have done.
Fucking right.
I'd have been like, okay, it should have went boom. It didn't go boom. Now what's going to happen? Right now, I can tell you he is leaving that pistol pointed downrange for a very good reason.
Absolutely.
There might be a slow cook to it, and it might go off still.
Absolutely.
Does it happen often? No. Does it happen often enough to where you should be worried about it? Not necessarily. But does it happen? Yes. So follow the proper procedures. Leave it pointed downrange.
Especially with a 50.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
That poor bastard.
Yeah. So, all right, let's keep going with it. Because I haven't seen past this yet, so I don't know what happens.
Yeah, okay. So I haven't seen this one yet.
I would have said the same thing. Fuck. I also realized exactly why he's got this helmet on. For more than one reason. Okay. Number one, when it does go off, there's a good possibility that it's going to cause his arms to recoil back and he's going to hit himself in the face.
Yeah.
Okay. Number two, if it goes off in his hands are probably toast, but at least the helmet might have a possibility of keeping him from having shrapnel in his face.
Yeah.
So, multiple reasons for having the bike helmet on, but yeah. All right, let's keep going with this. Mind you, his finger is straight off the trigger. Okay, I'm going to cock it again. Let's see what happens. I'm actually waiting for him to piss himself.
Ah!
Oh my god, this is all kinds of fucking wrong, bro. Holy shit.
This is 2 misfires. It's a 50 BMG. It does take a little bit of spring tension to get it to go, but 1911's not light on the trigger. That hammer's going to come in, and it's going to come in pretty good. So I don't know why there's been 2 misfires.
I'm going to have a smoke for this dude. Holy fuck.
He needs one, doesn't he? All right.
Ooh, there it is.
Okay. It came back at him in the face. I guarantee you he is more relieved right now that it actually went off and it come back and smacked him in the face than if it would have went click again.
Oh, I guarantee it.
He is so much more relaxed now than if it would have went click.
Oh man, I'm feeling for that dude.
It scared the shit out of him, yes. But I absolutely 100% he is relieved that it went off and didn't go click one more time.
Oh.
So we got another angle apparently in slow-mo. Got a good stance. It's out in front of him. It's a good thing there's only one in there.
Yep, and all it took was the tip of the barrel to come back and hit him.
Look at that.
Well, it took it out of his left hand.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Well, that was kind of strong. So, anyway, yeah, that's I've never seen a 1911 platform with a 50 BMG before. So, when you ask me, do I have new weapons? Actually, I do, because I don't know many people that have seen that. So, alrighty, it is a little after 9 p.m. So we've been up here for about 2 hours now. You got anything going on over the next week?
Nope. Next weekend is my weekend to work, so I'm going to be a 6-dayer this week. Other than that, I know next week is going to get cold again for us again overnight.
We're going to have a couple of days of rain like we had today, but next 2 days are going to be fine. And then we're going to have a couple of days midweek where it's going to be rainy. So I'm guessing that's going to be the same couple of days where you have cold overnight. Yeah.
And we're expected to have
don't say that word.
Rain.
Okay, that's fine.
Well, was it earlier this week that I sent you that?
Which one?
The snow?
Oh yeah, yeah.
In late April.
Oh, JD up in New York was telling me all about the snow he's having up there. He goes, "Yeah, I rode the bike for a couple of days, then I had to put it away because the snow." I went, "What?" He goes, "Oh yeah." I went, "That's
apparently
messed up."
Apparently, it's been known to snow in May here. So,
I remember really, really little. Probably really little. Anyway, it was June up in Oregon, and they had a snowstorm. Like they had 70, 80 degree weather, and then that cold front came in like overnight and dropped some snow on the ground, like several feet of snow. Yeah. Then it was gone like within a week later.
It's playing hell right now because we're trying, like I said, we got our garden up.
Yeah. Well, you got to get that covered, huh?
Well, we don't have anything planted in it yet.
I would still, well.
It's going to get to 34, I think was one of the nights I seen. So I either have to find some way to cover it. So basically make it a greenhouse, or I'm going to have to just wait till we're steady in the weather there. But other than that, it's been playing hell on us trying to get shit to get planted this year. So
Yeah, I believe it. Me, I'm just kind of resting up this leg. I gotta get it rested. I got some work stuff that I gotta do, so I guess that'll give me an excuse to do some of that.
So what are they giving you, like 4 or 6 weeks, kind of like standard procedure, or is it shorter time frame?
For what? To heal?
Mhm.
They didn't even say. They just said stay off it as much as you can. We know that you got it working and everything, but do what you can. And I think the biggest reason is they don't know how bad the tears are. So they did X-rays to look at the bones to make sure that I didn't have fractured bones. Like a fractured femur, they'd have to go in and they'd have to do some stuff.
Sure.
Okay. Fractured hip, same thing. They'd have to go in and do some stuff. Because if it would tore on the top side instead of the bottom, or if because of how tight the muscle got prior to the tear, it fractured the hip, then that would be an issue. Okay. But they were mainly concerned with the femur having a fracture in it, because if that's got something going on and then you do something silly and you break your femur, you're done for a long time.
Yeah.
That's almost as bad as being a horse and getting put down, because
yeah, you're full leg cast at that point.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and on top of that being broken, you got a problem with the muscle and the tendons and all that other stuff. It's just a compounded issue. So, no, I'm just gonna try and stay off of it as much as possible without being too lazy, I guess. Because there's still shit that's got to get done. You know how it is.
Oh yeah.
But outside of that, just work. Trying to get people to step into that next role. Trying to get them developed to the point where they can step into that next role, which people on the outside looking and go, oh, you just want them to do more of your work. Yeah, I do. Why? Because that means that they're ready to take my role, whether I move up or they get promoted to my role at a different location. Yeah, I want them to be able to do my work. That's the whole point of replicating yourself.
You're advancing their career.
Oh yeah. Matter of fact, today was this new girl. It's her first day, and sitting there talking with her, going through training, and I told her, I said, look, Carl, what we're doing here with all this stuff here, it's easy. Okay. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to do what we're doing. Okay. Can you make a good career doing what we're doing? Absolutely, you can. Which is why me at my age doing what I'm doing, I'm not doing too bad, as far as that goes. At your age, you got a lot to learn, but it's not rocket science. You can do this. I'm here to teach you how to navigate life, not navigate this industry. If I can teach you how to navigate life while in this industry, you'll be able to go to any industry with what I am going to teach you and succeed. I'm going to teach you how to troubleshoot. Troubleshooting can be mechanical, it can be electrical, it can be a lot of different things. But troubleshooting is also personalities, customer service, it's also professional, and it's also personal.
Mm-hmm.
It can be family, it can be relationships, it's troubleshooting. Hey, this is what it should be. This is what we're at. How do I make them come together? What's the disconnect? What is it? And when it's mechanical, okay, let's just say it's an airline. Okay, I know that the air cylinder requires air in order to make the cylinder, when it gets activated, to move up and down. Why is it not moving up and down? Do I have air going to it? Well, I have the air compressor and it's running. So I know I've got air, but it's not making it to the air cylinder. All right, so what's the next step? I'm going to follow through. I'm going to see where, if there's a break, if there's a hole, if there's something, or if there's an actual connection that is diverting the air somewhere else, maybe on purpose, maybe on accident. Figure that it's troubleshooting the scenario, and that can be done mechanically. It could be done, throughout life in general, and that's how you figure out how to become better today than I was yesterday, and how to become, tomorrow, be better tomorrow than you were today. That's what I'm teaching. The industry is just another industry. Yes, you can learn it, you can advance in it and everything. What you're going to learn from me is going to be more valuable than what the industry is. You're going to learn how to navigate the industry, or any industry you go in. And she was like, oh, that's what they were talking about. I said, who? She goes, the other workers here, because she's friends with some of them.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, that's what they were saying when they were learning more than just what the industry was. I went, yeah, probably. She goes, cool. I think I'm going to like it here. So I thought that was kind of neat that the other workers who she's friends with, in school and whatnot, and some of them that are a little older, pulled her aside prior to her first day and said, hey, if you come on board, this is what you can expect. And she's like, cool, let's do this. So it is what it is.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Outside of that, just going to relax. Gonna stay away from the whiskey for a little bit, as far as, having one a night or one every other night. I'll probably have just a little bit on show night for next little while, and again, just a little bit. It was probably half of a shot in here, and the rest of it was ice and a little bit of lemonade. So
I did, however, I didn't tell you, but last night I went out to dinner to Rosemary Times, my favorite place. My favorite place.
Is that the one that's up around the corner? We go down and we pass it fishing?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a little,
before I got hurt?
Yeah, on the golf course.
Yeah.
Yep. I got spoiled last night. She made me an absolutely amazing whiskey sour.
Oh, really?
But she made it her way.
Okay.
And
did she tell you how it was done?
All she told me was that she used Chavez.
Okay.
Which I'm not familiar with. But then she wouldn't tell me what the mixer was that she put with it. But let me tell you what.
Well,
it was good.
I might have to make a road trip. But I can't make that road trip until you tell me it's not going to snow again. Because that's not happening. I'm tired of that.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you got to come out and have supper there. So.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
And you got to come fishing.
Yep.
This time, don't break some proper shoe attire.
Well, I'm not even so much worried about the shoe attire as I'm worried about tendons going out. So I think I'll be.
We'll find way different places to go that don't require climbing down steep cliffs.
I cannot believe that this tendon did what it did. I'm very upset at myself for the condition that I'm in. I am 21 years old. I don't know why it feels like I am 50. This is bullshit. And
hey, brother, it happens to the fucking best of us, okay?
Yeah. So, all right. I don't have anything else, and other than to say, ladies and gentlemen, if you like what we do, give us a like, give us a share, subscribe, pass it on to someone, and thank you. We really appreciate you showing up and listening to us just talk about nonsense. we do got to get LD on here again. We will. Just haven't had a chance to get a hold of him and figure anything out yet. But we will. We'll figure something out, and we'll go from there. Outside of that, cheers to all of you. Thank you. We appreciate you. We love you. Ace, thank you again, sir. And I think it's time to say hello to our favorite white lion.
Have a good one, Roger. Take it easy, bud. Have a good night.
I don't know how many of you are familiar with the .577 T-Rex round. Today I'm going to shoot it. That was amazing.
Ladies and gentlemen, we love you. Thank you. Have a good night. And just remember, we ain't getting any younger. Stretch more than what you think you need to. And just have fun with life.
Have a good night. See you guys.